If we had any writing activities, I would freak out first and then do a horrible job. Which is fun because now I'm like, oh my god, I want to be a poet. And it just, if I told like 12-year-old me, he'll be like, nah, you're not doing it. My name is Juan Yi. I'm kind of like a poet for hire. Essentially, I get lines or ideas or just words from people and I write poetry. It feels like you're creating something that you can touch, which you could say the same about writing with paper and pencil or pen. And like not directly being what makes the writing and still getting something immediately after. It's a completely different sensation. So you have to commit to it or start from zero. So sometimes I start writing something, I miss the first key of the word, and then I have to like either scrap it over or just pick a word that starts with that letter that I misquit.
Yeah.
I was born in Venezuela. I've been moving around a little bit. 2007 I moved to Spain. In Spain, things were not going great, economically speaking. My parents happened to win the green card lottery, and I came with them. So I'm staying here for now until I finish my school. Before I moved here to the States, I was, for someone who had just started writing out of nowhere, I was decent as an angsty teenager can be. I guess my first experience was not positive. The way that we learned literature in Spain was by studying the huge writers of history, and that was incredibly intimidating. So if we had any writing activities, I would freak out first and then do a horrible job. That's the whole process that I used to have. When I was 16, however, my best friend told me after I ranted for 5 minutes about how tired I was of everything. He just told me, just write, get on document Word and just start writing. And that's how it kind of started. I just ranted. Writing as an idea, as a concept, was completely alien to me and just awful. At the end of the day, like I don't consider myself, like I'm not an exceptional writer. Like I'm okay. But being able to interact with people and see what it is that is going through their minds and ask the right questions and then put in those feelings into paper that maybe not all writers can do in the same way as I do. I'm finding myself that I'm writing a lot about situations that have happened in my workplace, working with the elderly, especially at a time that is incredibly difficult. I've definitely seen the moments that are really impactful of working with them have made it through my writing. Other than that, love poems, especially self-love poems, because that's something that I've been working on for years. And mental health. The reason why mental health is such a big topic for me is because I've dealt with depression and anxiety. And I remember when I was a teenager, a really good group of friends of mine from Spain, they organized an intervention for me, and they helped me get help. So definitely, that is like my loved ones are the things that I truly, one of the things that I value the most. I've been writing some poems for a few small online magazines, and so those topics lately have been race. I might be Hispanic, but I'm way too Hispanic. So the topic of race is something that I've always wrestled with because I know my privilege as a white Hispanic that I've not only taken advantage of here, but also back in Venezuela and back in Spain. So I just, it depends a lot. Like, so when dealing with that topic, it was a lot of stress and anxiety. When it comes to love poems, it's also a little bit of stress and anxiety. But when I'm writing poems for other people about topics that they are really excited about, it's just, it feels incredibly fulfilling. And the stress and the anxiety that other topics have just completely are blown away. So yeah, it definitely depends a lot on what it is.